Hey guys, welcome back to Eva's World of Art. Today I'm not going to be doing the intro physically, but I'm just going to voice over this whole video because I'm just going to be telling you a few things that I wanted to tell about making artworks and how I did this process, what materials I used. Many of the things will be mentioned in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Yay! So here's how I start off. I take this pack of A5 sheets that I mentioned before in my last video, and if you haven't checked that out, please do, so you can know which all supplies I use every day when I do any type of artwork. Here I have my favorite pencil, eraser, scale, and also one of my favorite pens. Now I'm taking a plastic container and filling it with water. I'm going to be using watercolors, and when you're using watercolors you definitely need water. I'm just filling it up just a little bit, and I'm keeping it aside and taking my watercolors, and I'm also using pencils for this drawing and also my favorite fine liners. And here I am sketching out. This painting is like a small scenery which is inside a cup. It's just kind of like floating, but you can't see that it's floating, so I'm just going to leave some bubbles here and there, and there will be a small ship or a boat at the bottom of this painting. For this painting I did use some help of references, and you need a reference to copy from. Like if you're drawing a monkey, you need a monkey's picture, otherwise you can't draw it until you know what the shape and size and everything is going to be. I designed the cup a little bit by adding some small circles, and then I'm just adding some leaves or plants in the sides, and then just drawing an arc and just making a kind of like a road and a fence and few houses along with the lighthouse. By that time the lines were straight, so I had to redo all of that again, and I had to straighten everything up. So I perfected the lighthouse and the small houses, and started making another house on the sides, and made the roof top, and also the smoke is like a water drop. I also made some extra changes, and now I just started with watercolor, and this is my second camera, and I made some few changes and started with the blue color of the cup. I made the cup very light and added the light blue color. I didn't want it to be that dark. I always add more water to make it less pigmented and make the color a bit more lighter. After the cup was done, I started with the handle, and I made few changes to the cup again, and I made it perfect. And then I started with the brim with a black color. I made the middle part of the brim a bit more lighter than the edges, so that it can have kind of like a 3D effect. And then I started with a pencil. I haven't used pencils a lot. This is actually really satisfying to watch. I really like when the paint starts touching the water and makes those strokes, and then I just mix them up, and now I'm just using my blue pencil and some watercolor paint, and I'm just making it perfect and making some shadows. Here I am just perfecting again and again. I just wanted to look perfect and ready All of a sudden my hand hit the water container and the water fell everywhere along with the paper and also my table, so I had to clean that up. So some of the spots were not perfect. Then I started with the small boat. Then I gave it a light grey color to the ship, and then I just took my red pencil and then made many other changes, and then the green for the grass. I actually really love this color. So then I'm just perfecting it. I'm making the edges a bit more darker than the middle part, and then I'm also finishing the boat. All the colors that I used in the set are going to be mentioned in the description box below, and if you want to know about the colors that I used and more about them, just check the description box. Now I'm giving it a bit more darker shade on the edges, and I'm now starting with the small plants and the leaves that are on the sides. Again, this is the side view, and the top view will be like this. So far it looks great, and I will do the shadows and bit more later. So I'm giving it a nice kind of like a turquoise color on the roofs of these houses. Throughout this whole process I just used one brush, and this is my favorite brush, and here I am doing the clothes which are hanging on the laundry string. Then I started off giving red on the top of the lighthouse, and from that moment onward I thought I would finish off the lighthouse and then start off with the other houses. So I'm giving a nice color for the windows and some small bricks, and I'm also giving a good color on the walls. This is really satisfying to watch. I started with the walls of these houses, and I gave it a yellow and brown mix kind of color. And I know there is a name, I forgot the name, I think it's yellow umber. And I'm doing the shadows of the lighthouse and giving some grey finishes, and I started off with pencil. So if you are using pencil, you can give it more dimension and also perfect it. I know I am saying a lot of things. I'm not a true artist at all. I'm just starting off, and I'm just exploring watercolors and artworks and many other fun stuff. So till now, this is what I learned. I've been watching YouTube videos, and they all have been using these pencils for shadows, and now I'm just outlining some with 0.8, 0.4 and 0.3. So the one I used most was 0.4 and 0.8. 0.8 was for thicker lines, and 0.4 was for thinner lines like the ship, etc. And also the lighthouse, I also did it in a thin stroke, and I also outlined the plants and the laundry string and those clothes, and also the houses and the lighthouse. And then I made some small strokes on the sides to just give it an aesthetic look, and then I was done. But then I forgot something, and that was the bubbles on the sides. So I gave it small bubbles and gave small lines on the sides. So I gave it a light blue color and gave a dark blue shadow. And then my gel pen did not work on top of pencil, so I made some shadows with the white paint. As you can see from the chimneys of both the boat and the house, the smoke is coming like a droplet. I made some small markings and lines on top of that, and then I finished. I outlined a bit more, and I made some shadows with grey pencil. So this is my finished art piece. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all loved it and enjoyed it. So please click that like button and subscribe, and also share this video. Comment down below what video we should do next. So bye guys. Bye bye.